Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Dan Leone in Plastic Model Building 101. And I just want to welcome you for today's topic on some much needed talked about kit reviews. First of all, forgive I cut myself shaving this morning, and so I've been bleeding like a stuffed pig. So, but hopefully it'll be coagulating by the time it gets done. But anyway, that's not going to be the topic. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's been storming and raining all day today, and it's supposed to be like this all day tomorrow as well too. And this would be just the perfect time just to stay home and do what? Build models. That's right. Okay, let's get started with our kit review. The first kit we're going to talk about is the Eduard. This is the Avia S99/C10. This is a Czechoslovakian built Messerschmitt. After World War II, the Germans, when they occupied Czechoslovakia, they had some factories. And so when the Germans surrendered, the Czechoslovakians resumed production. And they also put in the Junkers UMO engine, which was a little bit too powerful. Matter of fact, this was the first fireplane that the Israelis acquired during the war with the Arab-Israeli War in 1947-48. There was a pilot who flew for the IAF who made a remark saying, "I was flying Spitfires to shoot down Messerschmitts. Now I'm flying a Messerschmitt to shoot down Spitfires." Boy, man, talk about a paradox, huh? Anyway, but without further ado, let's see what's inside the kit. Here's the instruction booklet. And as you can see, it is very straightforward. English, Czech, and I think also in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. But as you can see, exploding drawings on how everything should go, and this is just great. It looks like this is a pretty good kit. It's a 1/72nd kit. 1/72nd scale kit, excuse me. And, well, I normally don't fool with 1/72nd, but anyway, but this looks like a pretty good subject. And if I'm going to find some Israeli decals to put this in, because a lot of pilots flew this airplane, including former World War II fighter pilots. It has here several versions of canopies, as you can see. Here's all the part pieces, all sealed in, and everything looks pretty crisp. And I think you can make a different versions of it. And enclosed in the kit, also a set of Czechoslovakian decals, which I'm going to keep. I'm not going to use, but I'm going to keep. You also have canopy masks. You have some placard decals. And last but not least, you have some photo etch parts for the cockpit and for the interior and so forth. So for the cockpit and also the instrument panel and so forth. So put all that back. It has here different painting options you use if you plan on doing a Czechoslovakian Messerschmitt, or Avia, or whatever you call it these days. But personally, I'm going to do Israeli Air Force. So anyway, so we'll close that up. So that looks like a pretty good kit to work on. Another kit we're going to talk about fine molds, 1/48 scale, A6M5, Japanese 0. Right now, I am in the process of building a fine molds 148 Babs. It's a Japanese Army Air Force reconnaissance plane. I have that on the bench right now. But anyway, decals, pretty good, nice decals. I got a nice little, for the hinges on the ailerons and so forth. And as you can see, here's some aftermarket for the cowling. This is different. Here's different versions of the canopy, as you can see, so forth. So that looks, you can, so that, and the thing is that the fuselage is spaced up. Like most model airplane kits, you have just the fuselage house that you put together. With this one, you just build it in sections. Here's the parts in here, and as you can see, they are very crisp, very fine molded. They does have locator pins, and that's what I like about a pocket model when you have locator pins, because if not, man, you just don't know if it's going to be put together right and so forth. Okay, we're going to take a look at the instructions. As you can see, the instructions are both in English and in Japanese. It also has the parts map, where all the parts are when you need to locate them, and also where to put the roundels, or hermarus, as they call it. I can't even pronounce it right. But anyway, we go through here. As you can see, you can put your iPhone camera, give you a reference on where all this goes. And also different what you call paint colors and stuff like that. So it's, a pretty well detailed kit. And also you have, like I said, the fuselage is in sections, as you can see. And it looks like it's a pretty good detailed kit for engine assembly. So yeah, I see, I think it's a little, it's a little tedious, but hey, sometimes that is the fun part of model building. Sometimes some things a little tedious, and you want it to come out right. So anyway, last but not least, here are different painting versions of it. It has for different squadrons, and so here's the for the decals and for different squadrons, and here's where everything goes, and as far as with the placards and everything around it. So real nice kit, I think. Fine Molds is really coming along great. Okay. If you hear some clinking noises in the background, that's my cat, Alexander. He's playing with his cat toys. So if you hear some clangings of little cat tags, that's him. All right. Next, we're going to go to HK models. HK models. B25. This is a 1/48 scale. Let's take a look, shall we? Okay, in this kit, nice set of decals. Instructions. I'm looking at. I thumbed through the instructions, and everything looks like it's some pretty good, pretty straightforward. You have, the location where you could put the photo etch parts and things like that. And it's like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, like that Geico commercial, even a caveman can do it. So anyway, we go through here, and very nice. The instructions are just very well put together, and as you can see, the exploded version where everything goes. I mean, I know in the past I've built 1/48 scale monogram and monogram Revell Germany V25s, and I tell you, this is, from what I've heard, hands down the best kit that money can buy. Yes, it's pricey, but hey, it's worth it. Okay, so as you can see, you got a parts map right here to locate all your parts. You have decals. This is the printout of all the decals. It's not the decal sheet, but this is where, of course, there's other decals that you can, put on. But as you can see, you have different paint versions of different squadrons. This one, in Leyte Gulf in the Philippines. And of course you have an all silver version, or aluminum version, shall I say. This one was a fighter squadron bomber squadron based in Italy in 1944-45, toward the end of the war. And as you can see, you have a color guide. And in the kit, guess what? They are generous to give you a picture that you can take down to your Hobby Lobby or Michael's, whatever, and get yourself a nice frame. Man, talk about pretty cool, huh? Okay, we'll go in here. Here's a decal sheet. Here's some photo etch parts. Here's the parts and pieces, as you can see, all individually sealed and wrapped. Let's take them out and just kind of feel them a little bit. And as you can see, very crisp. I mean, very nice recessed panel lines, rivets. I actually got me a riveting tool because I know if I do any sanding, I'm going to have to rescribe and re-rivet everything. But as you can see right here, this is just, I mean, hands down, great kit. Can't wait to get started on this one. So this looks like a pretty nice kit. And from what I've heard in kit reviews, that this is a joy to build. Okay, so we go through all the parts and pieces. As you can see, everything's individually wrapped. There's a couple. So go through here, and as you can see, oh, and guess what? They even threw in a photo decal to put inside the cotton. Like in the, all you do is peel this off and you put this on the instrument panel itself. How cool is that? I'm telling you, how cool is that? Canopies, you have 2 sets of canopies. You could do 2 sets, 2 versions, as you can see. All the ordnance and the bomb racks. Nose weights. When you build a model with a tri-gear, and of course you don't have enough weight in the nose. What happens? It sits on its tail, and over time, the rear landing gear starts sagging because of the weight. Well, guess what? They got you covered on that. they got you covered on that. You just put this inside your nose, and it's great. Now, I did build a 1/48 scale B-25. I put it in Venezuelan Air Force markings, and believe it or not, I put some Venezuelan currency because as a kid I grew up in Venezuela. And anyway, well, I have a whole bunch of it, and well, it's only good for one thing. But with everything that's changed, hopefully, maybe when someday I'll go back down there and I can still use it if they still allow it. So go through here. You can see all the, so this looks like a pretty good kit. Love to get started on this kit. So, like I said, this is the perfect weather for it. Perfect weather for model building. Put this back in. Probably not the way it came, but we will be building it pretty soon. And like I said, this is take this down to Hobby Lobby and just get a little cheapy frame and just put it in there and hang it in your office or your dining room or your bathroom or wherever, whatever makes you happy. All right. Next kit we're going to talk about is over here. Italeri AT6 Texan. I'll say this. This is a copy of the Revell monogram kit. It's just in, this is the molds are Revell monogram. I built this kit when it was monogram and also monogram and Revell and monogram Revell, and so not much, but let me just go ahead and just tell it to you. Here's the instructions in different languages. It's Italeri, and as you can see, you have your parts map, and you have your painting versions. You can do French. French Algeria, U.S. Air Force. There was a squadron, a T6 squadron in Korea, and they were used for counterinsurgency, or point ops, should I say. And as you can see, the decals are pretty much straightforward. So anyway, that being said, as you can see, also you have, you could do West German training squadron, Brazilian aerobatic team. So pretty colorful schemes, if you ask me. I like to do this, but I like to do it in Venezuelan markings because I know Venezuela had a few of them. So, and that's RJ in the background. So here's some assembly tips. Your decal sheet. Also, well, for you Europeans out there, your British and Canadian decals. Decals, potato, tomato, potato. Let's call the whole thing off. All right. Paint mask. They throw in a paint mask. Hey, can't argue with that. And here is everything all in one sealed bag. You have one canopy, and of course, as you can see, this is a copy of the old, the old monogram Revell and Revell kit. These are the molds. So now my suggestion to you is when you do build the kit, my suggestion to you is check the dihedral because the wings will kind of droop a little bit. So if you want to get that good dihedral, get yourself some tape and tape one end of the wing to the cockpit and the other one too, and make sure it's all, make sure it's all evened out. So anyway, make sure you check the dihedral. So anyway, okay. That being said, we'll close this one up. All right. I got this from Lionheart Hobbies. And so I'm dedicating this video to Lionheart Hobbies, to Rudy and Danielle. Great people. If you're ever in Kyle, Texas, go to Lionheart Hobbies. Tell them Dan sent you. Dan Leone sent you. Great guys, great couple, great people, very resourceful. They have everything from all kinds of paints and so forth. So it's a really good. They have a vast selection of kits, and also if you're looking at thinning out your collection, you need to get some extra money, whatever. Take your kits over there. Rudy will give you a good deal. Okay. So, as you see, a little thank you note. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Danielle. All right. This is an ICM Stearman, and I gotta tell you, despite what's going on between Ukraine and Russia, them bombing the hell out of each other, we're still turning out some pretty good kits. So, but let's see what's in the box. Of course, I think Ukraine is really beating the crap out of him. He just doesn't know when to say when. So, I gotta tell you one thing. There's 5 things I don't mess with, okay? I don't mess with Mother Nature, my health, karma, Israelis, and Ukrainians, okay? Those are the 5 things I don't mess with, all right? So, let's go through the instructions. Got some painting guides, and it's both in English and in Ukrainian. Okay, RJ, hang on. Anyway, as you can see, parts map. And as you know, the Stearman was used in World War II to train thousands of pilots, Allied pilots during World War II. After World War II, they were sold surplus as crop dusters. Matter of fact, my first ride in a single-engine airplane back in the late 70s, early 80s was a Stearman that belonged to M&M Air Service in Beaumont, Texas. Anyway, so we won't get too much into that, but as you can see, everything is pretty much straightforward. And we go through all the assembly steps, and this is a great. This would be a great kit to build. And I tell you what I like to do is I like to build a conversion and make it into a crop duster and put it in. I'll probably try to find some. I think there's somebody that does aftermarket decals, and I want to do M&M Air Service. And instead of putting the 225, I'll put on a 450 on it. So. Anyway, different paint versions, as you can see, Army Air Corps. And of course, my late father, may his soul rest in peace, he flew these in training during World War II as well, too. So, and here's the last training right here. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Okay? Your decals or decals. And here is all the parts and pieces in here. Really cool. And they even threw in a paint guide, and you can go through, use your iPhone, your iPad, and it can tell you what all paints that is recommended. And ICM is also selling paints as well, so for airbrushing and so forth. So this looks like from the looks of it, this looks like this is going to be a good build. I mean, from what I've heard, it's Tamiya quality, a Tamiya quality kit. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and now, without further ado, you wait for the big tamale? Okay. As it says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. What is the mystery kit? What is it? What is it? Ta-da! Eduard's PBY5A Catalina. How about them apples, huh? Now, I'll tell you this about, it did come from the molds of Monogram Revell, okay? But, from the looks of it, it looks like a very, very nice kit. I mean, I have a few in the stash. I built the PBY in the past. Very nice kit, very straightforward. It's great. Okay, let's see what's in the box. All right, so we have here the instruction sheet, and we go through it. Just kind of thumb through it a little bit. As you can see, things are straightforward. And also you can do photo etch. And I've never seen a PBY. The ones I've built in the past were tri-gear. Beaching gear, actually. I never built one with a tri-gear. But from what I've heard, this is from what I hear, it's a really good kit. And I would like to build this and dedicate it to one of my dad's friends, co-workers, who flew PBYs in World War II. His name was Tom Warmington, and he flew PBYs. Matter of fact, he was a member of the Black Cats and the Solomons. And he told me about, how they paint them, how they got charcoal, and they grind it all up real fine, like powder. And they put avgas and grease or oil and make it to a fine consistency. And once it was the right consistency, they sprayed their PBYs black. So that way they go out at night and go harass Japanese shipping or rescue downed aircrew or picked up coast watchers or commandos and so forth. It comes with an Eduard mask. And as you can see, the parts map where you can put all your parts mask. So from the looks of this looks like a really, really nice kit. Here's some paint, a couple of paint versions of this. This was based in the Philippines in 1945, and most of the time, PBYs were used as search and rescue. This one here, the earlier version, this was in Alaska. And of course, this one here was based in the Philippines, emergency search and rescue. I think it was all painted all white, I think, or maybe it was aluminum. I don't know. I'll have to research that. But also Black Cats, and also the Aussies also use this. And as you know, that it was an RAF Catalina that was flown by an American pilot who was on the exchange program that spotted the Bismarck and pinpointed its location. And as you can see, this is where you put all the placards on and so forth, right here and here. So notes, you can put notes on here. And I'm sure they'll probably have aftermarket decals like for RAF, RAF and Australia and New Zealand. So let's look at the kit. Okay, you've got some, what you have here. These are some, what you call, God, what's the name of it? I can't remember, but it comes with this. As you can see, look at that. So, put that down. All right. And okay. Ooh, this is going to be a big one too, boy. Ooh. Talk about a big mama, boy. This is a big mama. The parts itself, this is, the kit is, the plastic, I gotta tell you, it's very crisp. They got the nice rivet detail in here. And as you can see, they have like the interior for the landing gear is retractable. Aftermarket, the wheels and everything, aftermarket. Canopy mask, decals or decals. Last but not least, photo etch for the instrument panel and for the interior. All right, we'll put this all back in. Okay. All right. And we'll close this up. Okay. Well, that's the kit review for the Eduard PB5YA. The Hong Kong models B25, 148, Italeri 1 T6G or AT6 or Harvard. Fine Molds Japanese 0, A6M5. ICM's PT17 KDET, and also the Avia 199. The Israelis call it the Mule, and also by Eduard. And anyway, that's it for now. So this is Dan Leone, Plastic Model Building 101. Y'all have a good day. Happy modeling. Stay dry, stay cool, stay warm, stay hydrated. It's summertime. Good golf, good modeling, good flying, or whatever makes you happy. Take care.